Okay, so this lesson we're going to still work on composite area. So it's just a build on from the last one, just to make sure you got the idea right, you got the concept, but also you got a really good way of setting out your explanations. Okay, so this example here is calculate the area of this shape. That's a green shape here. So we've got what seems to be a square with a triangular hole in it. So in previous ones, we've been looking at shapes that we can add areas together. Clearly in a situation where there's a hole or area being removed, then we're going to have a subtraction calculation going on. So the usual kind of protocol, the usual method that I'm asking you to do is to identify specific shapes that you can work out the area for and label them on your diagram. So you copy out that diagram, put all the information in. I'm going to call the green square without the hole in it shape 1. I'm going to call the triangle here shape 2. Okay, so that means I can use my working. I can say A1 represents the whole green square without the hole in it, which means that it's as a square, its length times breadth. It's 12 centimeters long, 12 centimeters high. 12 times 12 is 144 square centimeters. So that would be the area of the shape without the hole cut in it. So what is the area of the hole effectively? They're talking about that triangle. So a triangle area is a half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height, and in this case here the information is fairly straightforward. The base is 4 centimeters, so it's a half multiplied by 4, and the vertical height is given as 10 centimeters. We can work that out. A half of 4 is 2, and 2 multiplied by 10 is 20, and so the area of shape 2, the triangle, is 20 square centimeters. The area of the shape that we've got, therefore, and this is why I like to have an explanation of what you're doing with A1, A2, A3. The area of the shape is this time calculated by area 1, subtract area 2. And you're indicating that what you're going to do is a subtraction calculation. You're not assuming that all it's about is me writing down the final number. It's not about that. It's about you explaining your strategy, what you've been thinking in your mind. So yeah, you're going to subtract, so write it down. Then you can substitute in the numbers. 144 subtract 20 is 124 square centimeters. So the area of the shape that we're actually looking at, so in this case here, the area of shape, now you can either try and write it in like this, the area of the shape is that, or we can actually write it down. I've only written down the word area, so the area of the shape is 124 square centimeters. So take the time to copy the shape down, note down what you're going to call shape 1, shape 2, and shape 3 if there's more than that, and then work out your area using the correct formulae and explaining each step as you go along. Let's have a look at the second shape here. It says calculate the area of this one here. So we've got, how many bits have we got? We could split it into, well, the dotted line there clearly kind of looks like it's making a right angled triangle up here. Right, so let's do that. I'll call that shape number 1. The rest of it is a kind of L-shaped block, so we could split it in. I could draw a vertical line, but I'm going to draw a horizontal line just across the way, so we'll do that. I've still got an arrow on my dotted line, but you don't need to put one on yours. So there's my other dotted line. So I've split this shape up into a triangle and 2 rectangles. That means I'm going to have 3 numbers. So I'll call this shape here 2, and I'll call this shape 3, which means I'm going to have 3 areas. Area 1 is a triangle. So it's a half times base times height. The base of it is 11, so it's a half multiplied by 11 multiplied by, well, we're going to have to do a little bit of problem solving here. We don't have this height here. What we do have, down here is 6, and down here is 4. So far that's 10 on this right hand side, 10 centimeters. The whole height on the left is 15, which means that we're going to have to assume that that's 5 centimeters. Again, you can work that out in your head, but it's good to kind of put a little bit of explanation, at the very least, write down that 5 centimetres there. So what I'm going to use is 5 centimetres for the height of the triangle. 11 times 5 is 55, and half of 55, what's that? It's 27.5 or 27 and a half square meters. Okay, let's look at area 2. That's the rectangle in the middle, so it's length multiplied by breadth. I've got 6 as its breadth. The length is still 11 because that red line is also the length of the rectangle as well as the triangle. So it's a very straightforward 11 multiplied by 6, which is 66 square meters. And the last one is the smaller rectangle at the bottom, so it's length multiplied by breadth. We've got 9 along the way and 4 high, so it's 9 by 4, and that gives me 9 fours are 36 square meters. Oops. So in this case here, we've split it up into shapes, which again we have to add them all together. We could have even cut off the wee, I could have thought about as a big rectangle with a rectangular hole in it, but we'll just go with this total area. Because I'm adding them all this time, it's area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3, 27.5 plus 66, 36. Let's see, 66 add 36 is 102, and add 27.5 is 129.5 square meters. 129.5 square meters. Okay, that's good. I did that one because it's got a triangle as well as rectangles. So various ways in which we can work out composite area. We're splitting it up into recognizable shapes. At the moment, that's rectangles and triangles. We are labeling each shape so that we can set out our working neatly. We're trying to find any missing dimensions in the diagram that we can deduce from other dimensions that we've got, and then we're concluding it with a nice kind of sum of areas or a difference in order to get the final answer. Okay, so just keep working on them, and it's just as important that your work looks good as it gets the right answer. Looking good meaning that it explains what's going on to other people, and it helps you to organize things in your head. Okay, so hopefully that's been helpful.